Hi guys, I'm Vlad Catcher, and this video is about why your customers not buying. So if you want to convert more customers, if you want to make more sales, if you want to achieve greater sales, these are the 4 things you have to overcome. So point number 1, you might have found the wrong customers, right? So if you're hitting a lot of leads, but those leads are not paying you, maybe you found the wrong leads. Think of it this way. If you're speaking English, but your audience only speaks Spanish, even if you're saying amazing things, if it's the best speech in the world, they only speak Spanish. They won't understand English. So you have to find the right leads. Then you have to just change what type of leads you gather and find right leads for your business. Number 2, you might not have the desired product, right? So the product you build doesn't have the value they need. So that means you have to iterate your product. You have to change it up, right? Like you have to change it up to where it's a product customers are willing to pay for. Number 3, you might have not communicated the value properly, right? So the first case is you found the wrong leads. They just don't need your product. Then you didn't have the product they need. Now, in this case, right, you could have found the right leads and they need your product, but you don't know how to communicate it. You can't sell it. You have to be able to sell your product. Sales is the lifeblood of every business. It's the lifeblood of your business because that's what pays the bills. That's what pays everyone's salaries. So if you don't know how to sell, my advice for you is just start selling it. You will learn more from your first 5 rejections than you would from all the sales books in the world, all the practice, all the advice, asking your friends, hey, would people pay? Don't ask your friends if people would pay. Don't ask a person if he would pay. Do a test with real money. You know, like we have a rule about this. I remember when I was starting, my friends were like, hey, would you pay for this? And we went the opposite. What we started doing is we actually started getting the money. We're like, hey, this is the price, this is this, pay this much. And once they pay, that's when it works. So from your end, you have to know how to communicate properly. And just to give you an example, when I was starting, I used to ride the train from Sunnyvale. I used to live in Sunnyvale because it's much cheaper than San Francisco. It's 1 hour away. And I used to take the train from Sunnyvale to San Francisco, which is where I worked at the time. And I used to read a sales book during that whole hour. I read my sales book, because I really wanted to learn how to sell. Sales, I feel that is greatly underrated. You know, like we all value hacking and building, but we're not thinking about sales, but it's such a giant part of your company. So in summary for this point, if you reach the right customer and you have the right product, but they didn't buy, it's a very high likelihood that you just don't know how to convey the value properly. So start reading sales books and practice. And it's okay if you get rejected 100 times because that 101st time you'll sell them. And the last point, number 4 is, drum roll, trust. Trust. Did you know that 90% of sales happen after 5 touch points? I'll say it again because it's too crazy. 90% of sales happen after 5 touch points. But 90% of salespeople give up after 1. The key to sales is trust. They have to trust you. The way you get clients to trust you, 1 is repetition. Remember, 90% of sales at 5 touch points. You got to reach out 5 times. That means every week they should hear from you. Another way how you can obtain trust is social proof, by showing them other clients like them who are paying you for your service, right? So 1 is pure touch points. You need to follow up with this lead once a week. 2, you need to have social proof. You can say, you know what, we just got this client, they're like you, this is a success we're achieving for them. Social proof, which means other clients you're servicing who are very happy, who are like this client. And one more point you can use to establish trust is knowledge, deep expertise in your industry, right? So if you have huge knowledge in your industry, they will trust you because they'll say, wow, this guy knows 10x more than we do about this thing, so we have to listen to him. So the way you get trust is social proof, follow-ups, or product industry knowledge. You have to do this. So think about the cases. Let's say if you reach the right customer, good. You have the desired product, good. You communicated properly, good. And they still didn't buy because you matched those 3, but they did not pay. That means you're missing trust. So that means you got to follow up once a week, like be like clockwork. Follow up, social proof, and credibility. You need to become an expert in industry knowledge. You know, with my salespeople, I used to sit with my salespeople every morning for about 40 minutes, and we all used to just kind of go over in this kind of roundtable discussion about what are some more sales tips, how to sell, and what's more industry knowledge that you learn. That way we can know more about the industry and know more sales tips. Sales is about techniques, so you could learn that. So these are the 4 reasons why your customers are not paying you. So identify which of these points it is, and you'll get a lot more customers to pay. This channel is all about entrepreneurship and startups. My company, we have 70,000 paying customers. 70,000. So it's a lot of customers who use us. It took us many years to build a successful business, and in this channel, I just share my lessons and tips about startups and entrepreneurship. So if you're interested to learn about entrepreneurship, subscribe to this channel and comment below if you have questions, and thank you for watching.